We love Halloween! Halloween's a special night. Jack-o'-lanterns shine their light. Kids and
Hello everyone, welcome to Spookley. Look at all the guests we have at our pumpkin patch today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a special treat for you today. We are going to be reading Spookley's book, Spookley, the Square Pumpkin. Some of you heard of Spookley? Yes? Great. Well, here we go. One day in the pumpkin patch, the strangest little pumpkin hatched. Spookley wasn't like his friends. Where they had curves, he had ends. Spookley was different. He was odd. He was rare. Spookley the pumpkin wasn't round, he was square. While the round pumpkins had fun rolling along, poor Spookley sat there shaped all wrong. He tried and tried with all his might. I said he tried and tried with all his might. That's better. But he couldn't budge. He just sat tight. The other pumpkins teased him because he was square. Spookley wished he was round and could roll everywhere. That is until one night when they all discovered it's fine to be round when the weather is fair. But there are times it's better to be a square. Halloween was just a day away when a mighty storm blew across the bay. Let's create a mighty storm. We can be the wind. Ready? Go whoosh. Again. Whoosh. Come on, louder. Whoosh. That was great. Now let's make the wind blow from one side to the other. We'll follow Spookley. Ready? And whoosh. Again the other way. And whoosh. That was a great, mighty wind. It tossed around pumpkins to and fro. It snapped their vines. Then off they go, bouncing left, slamming right, banging, bashing. What a sight. Spookley sat there filled with fright, but glad to be a square that night. Suddenly, the fence gave way. 3 pumpkins rolled out and into the bay. Spookley knew what must be done. It was up to him. He was the one. He teetered. He tottered. He tipped. He tried. He finally flipped. Uh-oh. Excuse me. I can handle this. He was on his side. Again he tipped. Again he flopped. Again he flipped. And then he stopped. Right in the gap where the fence had snapped. He blocked the way. The hole was capped. All the pumpkins shouted, hooray! Let's shout hooray for Spookley. Hooray! Again! Hooray! Come on, loud! Hooray! Spookley the square pumpkin had saved the day. Then a pumpkin hit him with a whack. He thought his shell would start to crack. And then another one hit him with a thump. And another one with a smack. Then, one by one, a ton of pumpkins piled on the stack. With a bang and a bash and a crunch and a crash, and then it all went black. At dawn, when the storm had stopped, the farmer came out and checked his crop. He picked his pumpkins up one by one and laid them out in the warm, dry sun. And when the last was moved away, the farmer could see what had saved the day. An odd-shaped pumpkin, short and dense, was wedged against the broken fence. Its shell was bruised. Oh, its stem was too. Poor thing. But there was brave little Spookley, sitting straight and strong and true. Right then and there, the farmer knew of all the seeds he'd ever sown, Spookley's were the most special that had ever grown. And the next year, when it was time to sow, he sowed those seeds in every row. He watered and weeded and watched them grow. And oh, that morning about mid-June, when the pumpkin patch began to bloom, there were tiny pumpkins everywhere, hundreds and hundreds, most of them square. But some were cubes, and some were rectangular, some were flat, and others triangular. There was a bed of bright red ones, and 2 rows of blue, and there were polka dot pumpkins, and rainbow ones too. There were thousands of colors, and hundreds of shapes. Oh, what a garden variety of things. Now every year on Halloween, Spookley's Patch is quite a scene. People come from far and near to see what wonders grew that year. They stop, they gawk, they gaze, they stare. Spookley always wins these staring contests. Then they pick a pumpkin that's round, triangular, or perfectly square. Now you know the story of how Spookley grew. Maybe someday you'll tell someone too, and they'll go tell someone who will go tell another, and maybe one day we'll all discover that you can't judge a book or a pumpkin by its cover. Thank you. Spookley, would you like to meet some of your